I'm back again. So now this here is the most important move in gloving. Every single move, near every single move or advanced move you see incorporates the finger roll, right? And it's just one finger, oh, see, I messed up even, after the other. You see that my middle finger went with my ring finger? You know, you can be doing this for a year and a half, and you're still gonna mess up fairly often. Look, see, I went too fast on that one. So, how you're gonna practice your finger roll? Again, 30 minutes every day. I just showed you, one finger at a time, and I want it. It should be this slow to start, just to make sure you are only moving one finger at a time at the same speed. Right. Okay, done with the slow-mo talk. So, if you notice, with the finger roll, a lot of people think, look, see how I'm making a fist? That your finger needs to come all the way to the point where you make a fist. That's not necessarily true. If you see that, right, look at my middle finger and my ring finger, right? And look at my ring finger and my pinky finger, if I come all the way down here. Not everybody's hands do this, but some people's do. Mine do, so I have to adjust for it, and I recommend that you do as well if your hand flexibility isn't already amazing. I've run into a few people who just started out with hand flexibility. They're piano players or whatever, but if not, so you see what's going to happen is I can only, if I come all the way down here, unroll this way. If I unroll this way, this pinky's got to push up from this ring finger's got to push up on my middle finger, and it strains the muscles in here. It kind of hurts. And on top of that, it's going to delay your timing. So instead, just bring it down to here. Look, when I do my finger rolls, it comes here. Look, this ring finger here isn't even tucked in all the way. If it was all the way, it'd be down here, but that messes with my pinky finger. So make adjustments. You know, it's okay. As long as when you're giving the show, because you give the show to someone, you know, this close, and assuming you've seen some kind of a light show, if you're here. But if you haven't, you give a show this close to people, or, you know, out here, you do a lot of cool stuff. Anyway, as long as, right, if you're at your camera or at your mirror, you can't really see your nails when you're out, you're fine. If you notice there, look, oh, I guess my ring finger comes out okay, but you can sometimes see the nail on my middle finger when I'm still out, and my ring finger goes along with it, so I need to practice my finger flexibility more. Doing in this mirror is going to help. Another thing, people will do this. Now that's not bad when you know what you're doing. If you see, it kind of creates a big tunnel kind of effect, which is cool. And people, you know, are going to shake and, you know, maybe they'll do that, or whatever it may be. You don't want to do that. When you're practicing your finger rolls initially, you just want to keep your hands as still, as slow, and as comfortable as possible. You can reach your fingers out as far as, you know, you need to, and the farther you reach them out, the more they're going to stretch and the more flexibility you're going to get. So I recommend you practice that, especially when you're first starting. Excuse me. Alright, I'm just going to show you with one hand. Find another flat surface and do your finger rolls from the flat surface, one at a time, like I'm talking about. That is super, super, super key. Because when you do them on a flat surface, it's going to keep your hands from moving up, and it's going to keep your hands from moving down. Because what happens is the more movement you have during a show that isn't the movement that you're trying to do, the worse that the show is going to look. So, you know, for example, let's say I want to give, you know, the finger roll has this sort of open-close sort of effect. Well, if I'm doing this, it's harder to pay attention to its opening and closing. And also, you can see my timing isn't perfect. You can see the irregularities in my timing a lot more when I'm moving up and down rather than, you know, just straight. And at the same time, sometimes it will look, this movement here that you're doing, or whatever movement, isn't going to be on beat. So if you're, you know, right, whatever it may be, if you're doing that, but your hands are moving, Actually, that was kind of on time. But anyway, if your hands are moving at a different time, it's going to look weird to the person giving the show. So you want to make sure when you're practicing to keep your hands still. And you want to do that minimum 30 minutes a day. If you learn nothing else, learn only the finger roll. You can give a show with only finger rolls. You know, all these are just fancy finger rolls. Right? That's all it is. If you don't learn the finger roll and you don't have your finger roll perfect, it's hard to grow. It really is. You can do tutting shows and stuff like that, I suppose, but you know, you can do that with just fingers. The thing that's special about the lights is that you can move them and it creates cool effects. Not that tutting styles aren't good. I use a tutting style myself. But I'm just trying to emphasize how important it is you learn the finger roll. So that's your second 30 minutes every week. The next few videos are going to be, or it might even just be one video, are going to be the 7 moves you're going to learn throughout the week. One move a day, and it'll take you probably max an hour to learn the move. I can't promise that it won't take more, but, you know, I'm shooting for about 1 hour. And when you learn those 7 moves plus your finger roll, you'll know how to give a show. I'll also do a show of my own, using only the moves that I teach you, so you can see how you can give a show that's, you know, halfway decent within a week. And lastly, I'm going to maybe show a couple like advanced techniques. So let's say you get your finger roll down really quickly, or you know, you get these down quickly, right? Look, even I don't have them perfect. You can do them with like 2 fingers, for example. That's like an advanced technique, and it'll be useful for when you're doing, you know, digit style kind of stuff in the future, being able to have 2 fingers out, right? Okay, so I'll get on to the next video. You guys keep practicing.